Here we are at Laclu, 2 hours east of Winnipeg. As you can see, there's lots of horizontal ice, but not a lot of vertical. Prairie Ice Farmers is solving that.
I've known Paul for 12 years now. We've been icing, Paul and I think our first year is 2016. I don't remember the first time Paul mentioned ice farming. I'm gonna kind of create a rosy memory in that, like, Paul just had the idea, like, all we have to do is pump water in the cliff. I just remember, like, what are you talking about pumping? He's like, we just gotta get a pump, and then you just pump water in the cliff and you climb it. So we did. We didn't know what the impact of icing would have on the cliff, and we didn't want to negatively impact the rock that we were climbing. So we thought off to the side on the hidden crag that no one really used at the time was a good place to start. And we just needed, I guess, a crag that was north-facing and close to water.
We decided to begin the whole ice farming idea at South Cliff and wound up spending 6 to 8 weekends running the pump and camping out for the entire weekend. Really formed some dramatic lines there. And that's where the passion for it all began.
We would seek out the coldest weekends in the most remote cliff and make as much ice as we can. And we'd walk everything in. It was just brutal. And we had barely any help. Like, we didn't even know what we're doing, but I think we didn't even want to try to convince other people to come and help us, so we had no clue.
We purchased a cabin on Laclu, and after the first winter there, realized that, hey, we've got a couple cliffs here. Again, enlisted Ashton. Had him out in the summer, said, hey, what do you think about icing here? And he was like, yeah, perfect, you know. Came up with the idea of the pillar that will stand throughout the winter. We're fortunate enough to have Barry as a neighbor. His property has the boat launch for the lake, so he's been charged with ice roads for the island.
I know what it's like to haul ropes and climbing gear just with the fire department, and it's pretty heavy, so I thought, it takes me 15 minutes to push a road over here off the main ice road going to the island, so I just keep our road open for them, and I just think it's a kind of a cool attraction for our community.
I've been helping Paul and Ashton farm ice for about 4 years now, and it's become a pretty special place for a lot of people. The nice thing about Laclu is that we can actually lead ice, unlike the tower. The tower is where most of us got our start in ice climbing.
Au début des années 90, Denis et moi, on a construit un mur d'escalade dans le gymnase de l'école où on travaillait. Quelques années plus tard, j'ai vu dans un catalogue une tour d'escalade qui avait été construite à Courchevel en France. Et si dans une région montagneuse, on avait pensé que c'était une bonne idée d'avoir une structure pour grimper la glace. Raison de plus pour nous, ici au Manitoba, vivant dans la prairie, d'avoir une structure qui nous permettrait de faire de l'escalade sur glace.
André est arrivé avec la photo, j'imagine, puis le mur était rendu même petit. 20 pieds de haut. On se disait, tour, 70 pieds. Wow!
On a finalement pu construire une tour de 70 pieds ou 20 mètres, triangulaire, 3 faces.
When Andre started out, he would sometimes even just be out here by himself.
Yeah.
And the equipment that they had, and it was a process of us sort of developing different methods, and we've had plastic pipes with holes in it, and that didn't work, and they froze up, and everything freezes up. The way it works is that we're hooked up into the city water system. A pipe goes all the way up to the top, and then we have hoses going to a bar that has sprayers on it, and the water starts flowing. Once we turn on the water, we can't stop.
If the weather cooperates, then it usually goes on for, about approximately 10 days, 24 hours. And as the ice forms, then slowly the bars are raised up.
It's really important to have a group of dedicated volunteers, and we have that here. We've always had it. People have always been very good with giving their time and effort.
On voulait faire une tour 4 saisons. À grimper l'été, l'automne, l'hiver. L'été, on grimpe sur la structure en mettant nos prises jusqu'en haut. Puis ensuite, on s'installe, les boyaux installés pour qu'on puisse glacer cette tour-là, qui prend environ 2 à 3 semaines.
Once we're finished, everyone's happy. They take out their climbing gear and they come here and start climbing.
Paul loves manning the hose. He loves just hosing the cliff. Paul loves hosing the cliff.
I am a firm believer that an active person on the end of the hose is much more productive than a perfectly placed hose over hours.
If you could time-lapse Paul when he's icing and he's in icing mode, you'd have this amazing dance of water. And Paul he makes that hose move and that water dance like no one else. He'll spray and shoot it one way and dance it along and shoot it the other way and hose a tree down. And it's art to Paul. He makes it dance. I just don't have the patience, and I bug Paul all the time. And my approach is more just less flow and more spots, and then just come back to the cabin and hang out. Yeah.
But essentially, the idea is to just spill it like a waterfall would. Have that running over the top, and you will have a proper waterfall ice climb, WI. We refer to it, to the climbs as FI for farmed ice. You got to fill the pump every 3.5 hours. Fill it with gas, so we would work in shifts, and somebody would be up through the night, and we would get her done as a team, and we're over 1 million gallons of water spilt over the edge of the cliff to create climbs thick enough to accept screws. 16 centimeter screws all day long 19 centimeters, you started to have to be a little choosy in your ice. But had 168 hours, we had leadable ice.
Here at the tower, we have what's called the top rope climbing setup. The rope will go from the climber to the top where the anchors are and back to the belayer.
I have heard about the tower in Winnipeg, and I think it's awesome. It's the future. We could have ice towers all the way across Canada. This is the ideal country to do this. And we have unlimited cold, lots of water, and lots of things to put towers on. Wherever you go in the world, even Winnipeg, there's a climbing community thanks to this tower, and I think that's awesome.
Being from Manitoba, obviously we don't have anywhere to climb ice. Tower usually forms up quite often, grade 4 to grade 5. You could find easily 6 conditions. I mean, we're not allowed to lead it, but if you do enough laps, you can get quite strong.
When I see a beginner, I want them to have an experience that they go home and they go, you know what I did? I was at the ice tower and this old guy showed me how to do it. And I climbed on the ice tower.
If it hadn't been for the Saint Boniface section with André and Denis that had the vision of building this tower and the vision of icing it, there would be no ice climbing in Winnipeg. People that came afterwards, like Paul, and then expanded that and tried to start icing some cliffs up north of Kenora, which is only a couple of hours away. Without these guys, we would either not know that you could ice climb, you would not think that it was something that was of any interest because you never got to do it, or you would be driving like long distances to get there. Brighter days are on their way.
Each place you have a tower, you also end up with a community of people involved in that tower. And they're lifelong climbers of one stripe or another, and they're interesting people.
I don't think I could verbalize what I see the climbing community as. They're very, I don't know. I'd fail in the words on how to describe it.
I think the community as a whole will always make ice from here on in. If it's not me and Ashton and Charlie, the next generation will do it. I think it's here to stay.
Denis, how would you describe André?
André? Oh, I don't like a question.
I was at the ice tower, and this old guy showed me how to do it.